Hello class. Let's discuss about the different concentration units because the last lecture was actually based on about the solubility of solid in the liquid in a detail with a mechanism and factors affecting. But now we'll discuss about what are the different concentration unit that will be needed in the chapter throughout. Actually, all these terms already taught you in the previous class 11, but we'll discuss once again the different types of concentration units: mass percentage, volume percentage, parts per million or parts per billion, that one other term, molarity, molality, normality, mole fraction, gram per liter. All these things, the different at least there are actually 7 units. There are 7 units. So we will learn one by one. Mass percentage is about the ratio of the mass of solute with a mass of a solution. Mass of a solute, mass of solute with mass of solution, and even this is a percentage, so we have to be multiplied by 100. We have to be multiplied by 100. So mass percentage means mass of solute upon mass of solution into 100. Mass of solute into mass of solution by 100. Volume percentage, means the same thing. The solute and solution both will be in a ml, both will be in a volume. So volume of solute upon volume of solution by 100. Volume of solution means volume of solute plus volume of solvent. Mass of solution means mass of solute plus mass of solvent. So all these terms are given in the percentage, so you have to be multiplied by 100 to take in a percentage session. The one other factor is there, mass upon volume. Mass upon volume are written as W by V percentage. W by V percentage, which actually meaning the solute should be in a mass and solution should be in a volume. Solute means mass of solute upon volume of a solution. That is the one of the another concentration units we have. But all these things, beside these things, we have to be learn what are the uses of these terms. What are the uses of these terms? If there is written anywhere, suppose 8% is W by W of H2SO4 solution. So what does it indicate is actually 8% is W by W of H2SO4 solution. So what is the meaning of that sentence? It's mean the sulfuric acid which is dissolved in the water, generally acid dissolved in the water or bases dissolved in the water, okay? So acids, the H2SO4 solution indicating 8% H2SO4 solution means the solute, because there is a mass by mass, W by W means mass by mass. So mass of solute, that is sulfuric acid, is 8 gram. So mass of sulfuric acid is 8 gram. Mass of solution is 100 gram. Therefore, mass of water, which is a solvent, must be 92 gram. So if any numerical contain this type of sentence, it actually meaning the mass of solute the mass of solvent or mass of solution is already given. Mass of, and if the density of the solution is given in the same section, you can get the volume of the solution also. Mass of solution, and if the density of solution is given, you can get a volume of a solution, because there is a relation between mass, density and volume. Now density equal to mass upon volume. We have a mass of solution, because for molarity, we have to be go with volume of a solution. So these concentration units, these concentration terms is very easy to be learned. Mass percentage, both the solute and solution. The one important thing is there. All these concentration terms except that molality. All these concentration terms is actually telling about the concentration of the solution. No matter in the terms of mass or in the terms of mole, volume, in the terms of mole, in the terms of gram equivalence, or in the terms of mole, but all these except molality, all these concentration terms is actually explaining the concentration, a strength of the solution. You can see the mass of solution, the volume of solution. There is also a volume of solution. There is also a volume of solution. There is also volume of mole of solution. All these, only molarity having a mass of solvent. So molarity explaining the concentration of solvent, and all other 5-6 factors actually indicating the strength of the solution. So we are move on towards the one of the section, mass percentage, mass volume percentage, volume of solution. So if there is given volume percentage 8% V by V, 8% V by V, the same question. So there will be, suppose there is written as like V by V volume percentage. So it's mean volume of H2SO4 is now 8 ml. Volume of solution is actually 100 ml. And volume of solvent is actually 92 ml. The same section can be explained on the basis of, if there is given the 8% volume of a sulfuric acid solution. So the same terms will be in a volume. Expressive terms is ml, milliliter, and in the above section there was actually gram. If there is a mass upon volume given, then suppose the same thing is given, mass upon volume, indicating solute will be 8 gram, solute will be in a mass and solution will be in a volume. Mass by volume means solute will be in a mass and solution will be in a volume. So you can get easily what is the difference between them depending upon what type of terms is there. Now the other thing is parts per million indicating actually 10 to the power 6, and parts per million means 10 to the power 9, 1 billion parts per billion. It's mean actually what are the part of solute in the terms of gram or in the terms of volume given in the 1 billion part or 1 million part of the solution. These two terms and three terms is given in the percentage. So we have to multiply by 100. The same pattern can be multiplied by, like, suppose mass of solute upon mass of solution into 10 to the power 6. This is called parts per million in the terms of mass. Parts per million. I am explaining how. Suppose there is written 10 ppm by mass 10 ppm by mass of H2S gas in air. Suppose there is any question that will contain the 10 ppm by mass of H2S gas in air. It actually indicating the 10 parts per million. The solution is 1 million, which is what is solution? Air. Here air is a solution because here is a mixture of different components of the gases, and H2S gas is a solute. So the H2S gas is a 10 part out of 1 million part of air. The 1 million part of air having a 10 part of H2S, and there is a terms by mass, so indicating 10 gram, indicating 10 gram of H2S, 10 gram of H2S, and mass of solution, that is air, is 1 million gram, 1 million gram. So students, the mass of H2S will be 10 gram, and mass of air, which is actually solution, will be 10 to the power 6 gram. That is the difference between mass percentage and ppm. Mass percentage and ppm. So you can see whenever there is written ppm, which actually indicating what is the part, what is the mass, what is the volume of a solute out of 1 million, 1 million mass of solution, or 1 million mass of 1 million volume of a solution. So the solution may be given, in the terms of mass, in the terms of volume, depending upon what is written here. 10 ppm by mass, so both the terms are given in a mass. 10 ppm by volume, both the terms are given in a volume. 10 ppm mass by volume, so solute in a mass and solution will be in a volume as explained in the above part. Same way, when we explaining the ppb, parts per billion, it's actually explaining the some part of solute in the terms of gram or in the terms of volume out of 1 billion part of a solution in the terms of mass or in the terms of volume. So whenever we have a ppb, the same formula will be 10 to the power 9. The same formula will be 10 to the power 9. So indicating, suppose there is 10 ppb by mass, 10 ppb by mass, so it's mean the H2S must be in a 10 gram, but now the mass of air will be 10 to the power 9 gram. The mass of air will be 10 to the power 9 gram because there is written ppb. That is the indicating, that is the explanation of a different phrase or sentence given in the numerical. Whenever you will be go through the different section, different part of this chapter numerical, there may be contain some kind of this phrase like a mass percentage, volume percentage, mass upon volume percentage, parts per million in the mass, parts per million in the volume, parts per million in the mass upon volume, parts per billion in the mass term, parts per billion in the mass volume terms, parts per billion in the mass upon volume terms. So actually ppm can be indicated in the three different types, in the terms of mass, in the terms of volume, in the terms of mass upon volume. The only difference is instead of 100 there will be 10 to the power 6. The same formula will be there. ppb also can be expressed in the three different types, mass terms, volume terms, mass upon volume terms. The only difference is instead of 100 there will be 10 to the power 9, and that can be indicated in the terms of how we get the value of solute and solvent or solution in the terms of mass or volume. All these called are non-specific, non-standard terms of concentration units. Now we have a concentration units in the standard form called in the concept in the terms of moles. which is a constant value, which is a constant number, numerical portion, numerical number. So we have a molarity, molality, normality and mole fraction depending upon how we are using these terms. How we are using these terms. In this chapter, this molarity is the one of the important part and mole fraction. Molarity and mole fraction is the one of the important part. Actually, molarity. So first we will start from molarity. Actually, molarity indicated by capital M expressed in the terms of mole, moles of solute upon volume of solution. So what is the amount of moles of solute present in the per liter volume of a solution? Volume of a solution in a liter indicating the molarity of the any given substance in the terms of mole. Means moles of solute which can be calculated by given mass of solute upon molar mass of solute. You are knowing about that. The given mass of solute upon molar mass of solute, you can be noted down also. Then moles of solute upon volume of solution in a liter. So the unit will be mole per liter. The unit will be mole per liter. Molarity indicated by small m, and that is the only difference. The moles of solute will be same. Moles of solute will be same, but there is actually mass of solvent. There is mass of solvent. So molarity is actually explanation about what is the mole of solute present in the given mass of solvent per kg. Given per kg mass of solvent. So molarity actually explains detailed about the expressed about the concentration of a solvent given in the given solution. Concentration of solvent, and molarity is the concentration of solution in the terms of mole of solute. Both are similar, but molarity is the very important because that is the molarity which is actually constant at the time. Every time there is no any difference of the temperature or the pressure. Means there is no any dependency of this molarity on the temperature and pressure. Okay. Normality is about actually indicated by capital N and actually explanation of number of gram equivalents. Number of gram equivalents upon volume of solution. Number of gram equivalents upon volume of a solution. So you can see normality is again actually indication about when the different terms like acid or base or salt, when they dissociate in the solution, we actually getting this concentration terms because the sum of the factors, sum of the concentration terms are changed in the solution because they dissociate. So whenever there is a dissociation, the concentration of the different particles, either acid or a base or a salt, may change also, and due to which we have one of the important factor that will determine the concentration of the solution in that condition when the dissociation or ionization takes place. And for that the normality is here. And for that normality is here. Normality is actually indicating the number of gram equivalents. Number of gram equivalents is actually about the equivalent mass. The given mass upon equivalent mass. And equivalent mass means the molecular mass upon valency. Then valency indicating the dissociation of acid means basicity, the dissociation of base means acidity, or dissociation of salt means the ionization of salt in their ions. So dissociation of acid, base and salt change their valency, and that can be changed the molecular mass will give out the equivalent mass of the given substance. That will indicate the one of the concentration term for a solution called normality. So that can be solved out with the help of this term. Now we have a mole fraction. Mole fraction is actually a ratio of the mole of the one of the component with the mole of a solution. The ratio between the mole of solute and solvent, solute and or solvent with a solution. There is a ratio between moles of solute or solvent with a solution. So mole fraction can be expressed in the terms of zeta or sometime x. So you can utilize n1 upon n1 plus n2. If we have a binary solution, like one component, two components only, and there is mole of one component is n1, mole of other component is n2, so mole of solution will be n1 plus n2. So mole fraction of first component will be n1 upon n1 plus n2. With the help of this formula, we are able to use the different concentration unit in during the explanation, during the calculations of the different questions. We'll try to explain further these terms, concentration terms, how they relate to each other. Actually, because the relation between them will be make you understand how to calculate the different numericals in this chapter. What are the relation between them? That is actually important. So how we actually get the molarity with the help of mass percentage? You are knowing, suppose there is a mass upon volume percentage there. Suppose this is volume percentage given in there. So how to get the value of molarity with the help of this formula? You can see there is a volume of solution given. For calculation of molarity, we needed a volume of solution which is already given, but we need a moles of solute. And for a mole of solute, we need a mass of solute upon molar mass. So molar mass can be calculated easily. Sulfuric acid molar mass is 98. Molar mass of sulfuric acid is 98. Okay. So for a mole of sulfuric acid, which is a solute, we have a mass of solute, but we are having volume of sulfuric acid. So if the question contain density of the solute, we can get the mass, because volume is given, density will be given, then we can get the mass of solute, and with the help of mass of solute and molar mass of solute, we will be able to calculate mole of the sulfuric acid, and with the help of volume of solution, we can be easily calculate molarity. Of the sulfuric acid. The same time, suppose if that will be mass upon volume percentage, so here instead of volume there was mass. So 8 gram mass now. So in the case of mass upon volume percentage, we can easily calculate the molarity without given the density of any terms. Because now we are having mass of sulfuric acid, molar mass of sulfuric acid, volume of solution, and for that we can convert this mass upon volume percentage into molarity easily. You can calculate as easily now. 8 upon 98, that will be mole of a solute, upon volume of solution 100 ml upon 1000 will be in a liter easily. So that will be converted into the molarity. Same time, you can convert the same thing in the normality also. For normality, actually basicity of sulfuric acid is 2, so equivalent mass E is actually molar mass upon valency. So when we'll divide by 2, this will be 49. The equivalent mass of a sulfuric acid 49. Equivalent mass is given. So to calculate normality, you can be easily put the value of equivalent mass, given mass upon equivalent mass will be called number of gram equivalence. Number of gram equivalence is actually given mass upon equivalent mass, as number of moles equal to given mass upon molar mass. The same way, given mass upon equivalent mass equal to number of gram equivalence, and volume of solution is already given, so you can use the same terms in the case of in the normality. So students, in this chapter you have a use a different relation between them. We'll solve the different question, different numericals, that will be explaining you about the relation between these concentration terms and how to get the different numerical value of this chapter. So in the next lecture we'll be first go through some theoretical topic, then we'll learn the one by one different numerical concept of the same chapter. Okay, stay tuned and try to get the better result. Go through the full lecture. Okay, thank you.